Hey there, Aquarius, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your weekly reading. In this reading, we're going to take a look at past, present, and near future energies, as well as any energies the universe would like for you to keep in mind this week. Also, Aquarius, Also, Aquarius, please remember that if someone is strongly energetically connected to you, they may show up in your reading. So take the energies as they resonate. They may be reversible or interchangeable between you and your person. Okay, Aquarius, the main energy that you're going to be dealing with this week is the Three of Wands. You're waiting for something. It's almost like you're kind of predicting that something is coming in, or you know something is coming in, and you're just kind of waiting for it to happen. We'll see what that's about. In your recent past, you get the World, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Moon. There was a cycle in the recent past that closed out for you here. Now, as this cycle closed out, what's really interesting is you stepped into your independence. You're focusing on your growth, your stability, your development, which is really, really beautiful, right? Here's the thing, though. With the Moon showing up, it's letting me know that there's something in your recent past that you weren't aware of. We'll see exactly what that is when we clarify, but either way, you are stepping, as the cycle closes out, you're stepping into a really independent, positive energy. In the current situation, you get the Hierophant, the Hangman, and the Ace of Swords. There could be a connection here, possibly a marriage or just a very, very intense connection that you're dealing with, that you feel like the energies are stuck, okay? Something's not moving, something's not happening even though you want it to, but even though the energies are stuck, you're gaining a lot of clarity about this connection, about the situation, about possibly why the energies aren't moving the way you would like them to. In the near future, you get the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, and the Temperance. It's so interesting because the Temperance, as I was shuffling, popped out twice. And I was like, well, it's not on camera. I haven't asked the question yet. I'm not going to take it. And the universe is like, no, they need to see it. Either way, in the near future, good positive change is coming. You're moving very, very quickly. Like something is happening very, very quickly. You're moving into calmer, more balanced, more healing energy. Really nice energy in the near future. So let's start clarifying. That was your card, but it didn't fall out, so I don't take it. Let's start off by clarifying the World in your recent past. World is clarified by the Four of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles. A cycle closed out for you here, and it brought about a lot of healing. Not only are you healing as a result of this cycle closing out, whatever it is, I don't know exactly what closed out for you, but it brought about a lot of healing, and not only that, it brought about an energy of wanting to work on things. There's a certain situation, a certain possibly dynamic, again, I don't know because I haven't clarified yet. There's something that you're kind of evaluating. You're like, well, maybe I should put work into this. Maybe I should take that, that initiative and make something work. But either way, as this cycle closed out in your recent past, you stepped into an energy of healing, an energy of like just taking a step back and be like, I need time for myself to do what I need, what makes me feel good. Let's take a look at this Nine of Pentacles in your recent past. Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Temperance. Again, you're waiting for somebody to come in, somebody to communicate with you. It's like this, the energy that I'm getting is like, it's a long time coming. With the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it's telling me that you're focused on yourself. You're doing you. It's not like you're sitting here and you're like, counting down the minutes for this person to come in. But it's almost like, and again, this doesn't have to be necessarily like a romantic partner. It could just be you're waiting for, a job offer. You're waiting for somebody to call you back about, a loan that you took, right? But either way, with the Nine of Pentacles, you're focused on your stability, you're focused on your independence, you're focused on what makes you feel good, but it's almost like you're waiting and you're anticipating something coming in, somebody communicating with you. And again, I keep getting the message, it's been a long time coming. It's like, this is coming at some point. That this person or whatever is gonna reach out. Let's take a look at the Moon in the recent past. Moon is clarified by the World, the Seven of Wands, and the Fool. This whole period in the recent past, you may have been dealing with a bit of instability or lack of clarity, where it's like you're not really sure why things are happening. It's almost like things may be happening and you're kind of like, well, what is going on? Like, what the heck is happening right now? That cycle of confusion, of lack of clarity, that's closing out for you. okay? And it's being replaced with a brand new, fresh start. This could be just in general in your life. This could be in any aspect or multiple aspects of your life. But it's being replaced by this new, fresh, clean energy. Thing is, though, there's something here in your recent past that you're almost like putting up a fight against. This new, fresh beginning is coming in. It's almost like you don't want to leave the past behind. And again, I say you because this is your reading, Aquarius. This could be your person. So take the energies as they resonate. I just read the room. I don't know who the energy belongs to. But it's almost like whatever happened in the past, you're not ready to let that go. You're kind of like fighting it a little bit. And you're like, yeah, I know that there's a new beginning. I know that there's a fresh start, but I kind of don't know that I want it. It's really weird. It's like you're healing from the past, but it's like you're not fully ready to let it go. Let's take a look at the Hierophant in your current situation. Hierophant is clarified by the High Priestess, the Six of Swords, the Three of Swords. There was a really, really strong connection here, okay? A really, really strong, intense connection. Again, could be a marriage, or it could just be, you know, a very intense connection that felt like a marriage. Deep down, Aquarius, you know that you need to leave this pain that you're carrying tied up to this behind. There's a lot of unhealed emotional pain tied up to this connection that you are still carrying. And if you go deep, if you go really deep within, you'll know that. You'll accept that. You'll realize that. It may be that you're not willing to admit that you're still carrying this pain. It may be that you're not even aware that you're carrying this pain. But when it comes to this connection, you are carrying a lot of emotional pain. And deep down, you also know that you need to leave this behind. You need to stop fixating and focusing on this pain and just let it go. Let it go. And the Six of Swords is showing up in your near future. So it could possibly be tied up where in the near future, you're like, okay, I'm finally ready to let this pain go. I'm finally ready to process it and just leave it behind because holding on to it is not benefiting me at all. Let's take a look at the Hangman in the current situation. Hangman is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles. This could have to do more so with your finances and not necessarily with a connection or a specific connection. Either way, there's something here in the current situation where you really want it to work out. You're willing to put in the work, you want to work on it, and deep down you know that this ties up to your long-term stability. So again, could be your financial stability. It could also be a relationship that you see it as having that long-term potential. Either way, in the current situation, I see you really wanting this to work out. You're like, I want this to work out. I want to, see progress, but it's kind of stuck. The energies are kind of stuck. And for some reason, they're not moving, even though you may be putting in a lot of work or you may be really wanting it to work. The energies just aren't really moving. And with the Hangman at the bottom, it feels like you almost just kind of need to let go and let the universe take over. Let's take a look at the Ace of Swords in your current situation. Ace of Swords is clarified by the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords. As you're going through this period of confusion and waiting, you're gaining clarity through this all. And so it's almost like you're realizing, like, yes, you are waiting. Yes, you are confused, but it's not just sitting there and being like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to approach? No. As you're sitting there and you're working through this confusion, you're working through this period, you realize that there's something that you need to walk away from. Problem is, and you're gaining this clarity. This isn't like, maybe I shouldn't. No, you're realizing like this needs to happen. Problem is, I don't feel like you're fully ready to let this go. The Seven of Swords is an energy of like, I'm walking away, I'm leaving this behind. And then 2 days later, you're like, oh no, but maybe I'll lose it and then it'll never come back. And maybe I'm making a mistake. You'll get there. You're gaining the clarity, but there's still a lot of confusion. And so there's certain things which are becoming way more clear, and then there are other things which you're still kind of like a little bit confused about in the current situation. But whatever this thing is, it could be a relationship, it could be a job. Again, I don't see necessarily like love popping out at me from this reading, so take the energy as they resonate. But there's something here in the current situation that you're realizing like, hey, I need to walk away from this. I don't feel like you're 100% committed to walking away, to leaving this behind. Let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune in your near future. Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Two of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. it's almost like there's a repetitive cycle with you in the near future where you're confused and then you're slowly getting out of that confusion and you're like, okay, this is what I need to take action about. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. And then as you're ready to take that leap and just take action, it's almost like you fall back into, oh, but wait, what if this happens? And then what if that happens? And then, and it's like you're realizing like, okay, this is the situation. This is what I need to do about it. All right, cool. Let me do it. You're slowly moving in that direction. And then once you hit that point of actually doing something, then it's almost like you're like, oh, but wait. What if this takes place? And what if they say this? Or what if I don't get this? And then you start running through your head again, and then you fall back into that loop of confusion. And this may be a pattern for you. I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing because, again, I see you eventually coming out of it and taking action with the Knight of Wands. But this may be a pattern that you or your person may notice yourself dealing with. Let's take a look at the Six of Swords in the near future. Just as I said, I don't see this screaming love. The universe is like, oh, what was that? Six of Swords is clarified by the King of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. Whatever it is in the current situation that you are realizing that you're carrying emotional pain tied up to, okay, if you go deep down, you realize that there's emotional pain that you need to let go of, that you need to walk away from in the current situation. In the near future, I see you doing that. I see you leaving that emotional pain behind, leaving that fear of abandonment behind, leaving all that energy of, oh, this hurts so much, I'm going to get hurt, I can't, be with this person, etc. And just replacing it with love. You or your person, whoever this is, has a lot of love in the situation. And I see somebody wanting to come forward here and apologize and communicate from a very loving, very emotional place. This person is still carrying the fear of abandonment. Don't get me wrong. They are still afraid of rejection. It may be you that you're afraid of, like the other person turning you down or possibly hurting you. But I don't see that being the main motive here. I see that being kind of like secondary, something that you or your person carry, but the main energy is just love, just lots and lots of love and openness. Let's take a look at the Temperance in the near future, closing out your reading. Temperance is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Cups, and the Devil. Okay, remember how I said here in the near future, you have this tendency of possibly being confused about something, not being super clear, maybe about a relationship, for example. We'll just take that. And then you're like, okay, this is what I need to do in this relationship. This is what I need to do to move forward. And then you start doing, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, let's think about this again. And then you start stressing yourself out again, and then you don't really move, and you kind of are in that repetitive loop. In the near future, I see you realizing that and possibly even getting to the point where you're looking at different ways of healing this. The Devil is showing up here to let me know, again, that this could be a pattern for you that could be creating a little bit of toxicity in your life. But with the Temperance, and the Temperance trumps the Devil, with the Temperance, I see you being able to heal that and overcome that and move past this cycle that you may have a tendency of falling into, without even realizing it, by the way. Let's take a look at what the universe would like for you to keep in mind this week, Aquarius. From the universe, you get the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, and the Fool. Remember we talked about this cycle of, you constantly on loop? It's almost like you're holding on to that. You're not willing to let that go because for some reason you may think that this cycle may be benefiting you. Going through this whole process may be benefiting you of, thinking and then acting and then not acting and then going back to the thinking part. You may think that this is benefiting you and that's why you're holding on to it. And this could be a pattern that you have which may not be super beneficial. With the Fool, however, I see you realizing that and just deciding to kind of be like, maybe I'm going to take a risk. Maybe I'm going to act differently than what I normally do and see what the results are. It may be scary, right? It may be a leap of faith where I don't know because I've been doing this for so long. Maybe if I try something different, this will work better. And I see you actually embracing that energy, which is really, really beautiful. So Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you for tuning in. If this reading resonated, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you here next week. Bye, Aquarius.